Hello everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Destiny video. It's late Wednesday night, tomorrow Spirit of Rebellion comes out, so hoping to get some cards for this deck when that comes out, hoping to pick up some product tomorrow and possibly do an unboxing video. Anyway, with the full set being revealed and being like spoiled essentially, I went back and modified my Jabba and Unkar deck to include some cards that were previously not spoiled, such as a couple events, things like that. So we're still running Jabba, we're still running Unkar, both at Elite. So we're running Jabba for 14 points, we're running Unkar for 13. So Jabba, 11 health, um, focus, disrupt, discard, resource blank. After you activate this character, you may reroll a yellow die. So you can reroll one of your yellow dice, or you can reroll a yellow die of an opponent as well. You then have Unkar Plutt, 10 health, focus, disrupt, 2 disrupt, resource plus 2 resource blank. And as an action, you can remove any number of your dice showing a combined value of 3 or more, then discard a random card from an opponent's hand and gain resources equal to its cost. So even if you hit something like a zero cost event or a zero cost like upgrade or something, it's still pretty good because you are then still preventing them from using it. It's great if you can discard something that costs 2 resources, then you gain 2 resources. Or if you discard like a vehicle, like say they discard an ATST, it's got 6 resources. But even if you get a low amount of resources or none at all, it's still a card that is now in their discard pile that they may not be able to get back out. And then our battlefield is the command center. So once you claim it, they discard 2 cards off the top of their deck. Let's go into our upgrades. We have 2 fast hands. After 0 resources, after you activate, after the attached character is activated, you may resolve one of its character or upgrade dice. So the thing with this is getting this on Unkar, rolling him out with fast hands, and then immediately disrupting their resources. So hopefully you roll Unkar on his 2 disrupt side with fast hands, and you can immediately resolve it. We have 2 Con Artists. This is a card I added in. I believe when the card was spoiled, it was still just in Polish, and there wasn't the English version out yet, but now we have it. So, Con Artist, yellow character only, 2 resources, 2 disrupt, discard, 2 specials, and a blank. Place 1 damage counter on this upgrade, then discard cards from the top of an opponent's deck equal to the amount of damage on this upgrade. So every time you use a special on this, it mills more and more each time. So the first time it'll mill 1. Second time you resolve the special on this, it'll mill 2. Second or third time it'll mill 3, and so on. It even gets even more discarding even more stuff if you happen to use Cunning on it as well. So one game I rolled Con Artist special as well as Cunning special. Want to resolve specials, resolve the special on Cunning, or resolve the special on Con Artist first, then copy the special, building even more with Cunning. You have 2 personal shields. This deck has like only 2 cards that do damage, so this will keep us our characters alive a little bit longer, hopefully. So 2 resources, 1 shield, 2 shield, 3 shields for a resource, and 2 blanks. And before the attached character is dealt 2 or more ranged damage, they exhaust this upgrade to give the attached character 1 shield. Next up, we have 2 Blackmail, 3 resources, 2 discard, 3 discard, 2 disrupt, 3 disrupt, 3 shields, and a blank. However, after you roll this die, any opponent may give you 1 resource to remove it. Now, this is where you set up your fast hands and disrupt. So you throw fast hands on Unkar. You throw something like this on a Jabba, possibly, maybe even on Unkar. You could have maybe one on each. But you roll out Unkar, get your disrupt both their resources, and then when you go to roll Jabba, you'll be able to keep Blackmail in play because the resource that they would have used to pay you to remove it was just disrupted the turn earlier. So that's a good way to get this out and make sure it stays out. However, if you go to reroll it and your opponent has since gotten resources, they can then pay a resource to remove it. So it's not just after it's rolled the first time, it's when it's either rolled or re-rolled. So they can play ambush on it, re-roll it, pay you a resource and remove it. But if you disrupt the resources right away, there's less of a chance of them removing it before you can actually resolve one of the sides. Next up, we have Cunning. 2 resources, yellow character only. Focus, disrupt, discard, resource, special, and blank, and resolve a special ability on another card in play as if it were your card. Copy your own specials, like you can copy Con Artist, copy the Ascension Gun special, and so on. Or any specials on your opponent's card as well. So we have 2 Ascension Guns. This is only the only damage cards I have in this deck right now. So 2 resources, 1 range damage, 2 range damage, focus, discard for a resource, special and blank. Special ability, use the ability on the battlefield that is not being used but was brought into the game as if you had just claimed it. So if for some reason we're not on the command center, I can still get the effect of the command center if I used the special on Ascension Gun. Next up, we have 2 Datapads. These are going to be thrown on Unkar. So 1 resource, 1 resource, plus 1 resource, plus 1 resource, special, 2 blanks. Turn one of your dice to a side, not showing damage, so you can focus, essentially focus into a Cunning special, or you can focus into discard, disrupt, and so on. And we have 1 Crime Lord. 4 resources. Let's see, yellow character only. 2 focus, 3 disrupt for a resource, 2 shields, 2 resources, 2 specials, and no blanks. Special, spend 5 resources to choose a character. That character is defeated after this round ends. This is kind of like a last resort thing. If you can get this to go off, great. If not, hopefully you can still mill your opponent out before they defeat your characters. But if you need to defeat a character, this is one way to do it. I'm only running 1 because it's not a win condition. The win condition mostly is just milling. We're going to move into our supports. So first up, we have 2 Salvage Stand. This is a new one that got added in. So 0 resources. After one of your dice rolls a resource, you may exhaust this support to force an opponent to lose 1 resource. So with Unkar, with a Datapad on him, he's probably going to be rolling resources. So you have this out, you roll a resource, you exhaust it, you gain force your opponent to lose a resource. Next up, we have My Kind of Scum. We have 2 of them, 1 resource. After you resolve a die showing disrupt, you may exhaust this support to gain resources equal to the number of resources you just disrupted. So if you disrupt with Unkar 2, exhaust this, you get 2 resources. You have 1 Infamous, 1 resource. Before you play a yellow card, you may exhaust the support to give it the ambush keyword. So you exhaust this, play your yellow event, yellow card, yellow. I like that hack can be anything. It doesn't have to be an event. It can be a yellow upgrade, and so on. It could be a yellow support, and you can then play that and get another action out of it with Infamous. To our events, a new event here, we have 1/4 portion. We're running 2 of these. 1 resource, remove an opponent's die, then give that opponent 1 resource. So you give them 1 resource, but then you're possibly just going to be able to turn back around and disrupt the resource that you just gave them. So there's 2 1/4 portions. We're running 2 bait and switch, 0 resources. It has ambush. Turn one of your dice showing a resource to any side. So you can turn it to special on Cunning. You can turn it to special on Con Artist. You can turn it to discard, disrupt, and so on. And it also has ambush. And you get to then just resolve whatever die you just switched. 2 Electroshock. 1 resource. Spot a yellow character to remove a die showing a value of 2 or lower. You have 2 He Doesn't Like You, 0 resources. Remove one of your dice to remove an opponent's die. They were running 1 block and 1 dodge. 2 resources, remove all of an opponent's dice showing melee damage. 2 resources, remove all of an opponent's dice showing range damage. This whole kind of like damage mitigation here, things like that. I took loose ends out because I wasn't. I could probably mill more. I replaced it with Con Artist. I was running loose ends, which mills 4 off the top of the deck. However, have to first roll out range damage to do that, and the only range damage is on Ascension Gun. So if I don't pull my Ascension Guns, and I have my loose ends does me no good. I can still do a lot more. I can do more milling, I believe, with Con Artist than I can do with loose ends, especially if I don't get my Ascension Gun. So if you're sitting there with loose ends in your hand and no Ascension Gun, it's kind of like a dead card in your hand because you can't play it until you have your Ascension Gun out, so you can remove the range damage side. So this is the current deck. It's been updated since the last time again. I've played 2 games in it so far with it in Tabletop Simulator, so I've actually won both based on just getting my opponents milled out. First game I played against was a Snap, Wexley, and Hired Guns deck. It was also a mill deck, so my deck was able to just mill a little bit faster. Then I played against a Elite Ray, Padme, Maz Kanata deck, which I was able to also mill out as well. So again, that's this deck. Going to try to get a box of Spirit of Rebellion tomorrow. There'll be a video on that, so be sure to check that out. You can also check me out on Patreon. I'm at patreon.com/icewarm. If you enjoy these videos, please consider becoming a patron, or whatever you can, whatever you want to do. If not, it's all good too. Just want to help grow the community, and that's one way to do it. I'm going to be doing some more giveaways probably in a couple weeks. We're just going to see like what I get in Spirit Rebellion. If there's any bulk cards I can get rid of, probably going to give away a couple like little cardboard deck boxes, things like that. So stay tuned for those. Again, that's going to do it for this video. I want to thank you for watching. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Back tomorrow, hopefully with an unboxing video. But until then, take care and have a good one.